What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to the joiners, shout out to the point of view crew, and trip on this. In this video, I'm going to tell a story on how I told the Mexican Mafia, never mind. Thanks, but no thanks. And actually, those can be very dangerous words to utter, especially to high-profile gangs, especially in prison, when you're saying, hey, never mind. Do you remember the story I told you about the dude who tried to get into the Aryan Brotherhood? He said, I want in. I want to be a member. So they said, okay, do this work, do this issue, and you're in. And he said, never mind. And he got with the quickness. So it's never a good idea. But I would like to think that my certain circumstance, not stances, plural, my circumstance, my little issue that I have going on with them, the never mind, isn't disrespectful. I'm pretty confident. But let's see what you have to say about it. Let's see how you feel. But as a warm-up, let me tell you about how I quacked the Nazi lowriders. First time ever in county jail. And who here knows what quack means? I hope you know what quack means, because I cannot think of an alternate word. It means standing them up. It doesn't mean clowning them. It just means standing them up, just quacking them. They got quacked. Trip on this. I'm in Kern County Jail, the farm. Male minimum. First time ever been to county jail. And I've been there before, but first time I've been to county jail to actually do some time. I'm there doing 5 months and I'm 19 years old. I start off in Barracks 1. And there's 3 Nazi lowriders in that barracks with me. One of them, Redwood, who actually, after he did that little stint in county jail in Barracks 1, when I saw him and he got out, hit the streets, he caught a hot one. And he's still locked up to this day. So that dude is full blast all the way to the business, as is 90% of the Nazi lowriders that you might meet. Active, bro, all the way. So I'm at Barracks 1 with him, and I'm programming, I'm working out, and I'm kicking it. But you know what? I'm looking and I'm listening. I'm hardly never talking. I don't have anything to share. I just want to absorb. I'm just there to work out and program. But after a while, after a minute, let's say a month, they snatch me up out of Barracks 1 and put me in Barracks 21 to work AM Kitchen. And when they throw me in AM Kitchen, they put me on the line. There'll be a train of trays coming. Say that fast 5 times. A train of trays, train of trays. These trays coming, and I'm right there with a ladle, and I'm just, maybe I have eggs, maybe I have oatmeal, I'm just responsible for filling up a tray at a time. But I noticed my first week there, working AM Kitchen, living in Barracks 21, I noticed that Barracks 1, my old barracks, was eating last. They were eating last. Out of the 22 barracks right there on the farm, it rotates every week. It depends on how clean your barracks is, believe it or not. Every Monday, the cops come through. They do an inspection. The cleanest barracks eats first, and the others just fall into play. If, let's say, Barracks 3 is the cleanest, then 3 and 4 go first, and 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Let's say Barracks 12 is the cleanest. Then 12 and 13 go first, and 14 and 15, so on and so forth. Barracks 1 was last. And I noticed that the people who came and ate last, we always had a lot of food left over. Tons of extra food. So I went, after just my second day working AM Kitchen, as soon as the yard opened, I ran over there to Barracks 1. I hit up Redwood and the rest of the lowriders, and I said, hey, if you guys eat last at breakfast, I can really hook your tray up. I'll hook it up fat, bro. Because the people who eat last, when they come through, there's always extra food. I'm right there in charge of hooking the trays up anyway. The last tray, dude, I'll hook you up. Come through, eat last tomorrow. Like, all right, Splinter, good looking out, bro. We appreciate it. Next day at work, I go in, AM Kitchen, I'm hooking trays up. But when they come to last trays, wasn't able to do it. I think my boss told me to go grab something. I mean, that's another thing I should add. They said, hey, when we come walking up, we'll bang on the wall to let you know, hey, it's us, we're here, we're last. And I was like, you don't even have to do that. Because my boss literally goes out, peeks his head out and looks and says, oh, okay, only a few more people, lets us know so we can quick bring our food out in trays. So I was like, I already know. You don't even have to say all that. But that first day, bro, My boss says, hey, only a couple more people left. They're beating on the wall anyway. I think my boss asked me to go get something. Dude, I can't give them Nathan, dog. They just got this regular old county issue. And that day after lunch, when the yard opened up, here they come over to me just smashing. I could see them walking across the yard hella fast. They get to me. They're like, Splinter, what's up, bro? You didn't hook our trays up like you said. And he goes, you know we have to eat with the blacks to be last. Because when they call those dudes out of the barracks, when they say barracks 1 and 2 go to chow, and those convicts leave that 40-man barracks, they're not just all random. A white dude here, a black dude here, maybe a Pice and the Southsider. No, they're in groups. The white dudes all get together, the black dudes get together, the Southsiders, and they leave like that, in their cars, in their respective groups. And the blacks has happened in that barracks to eat last. No rhyme or reason, that's how it just turned out. And so the lowriders were having to leave the white group, go into the back with the blacks, and then get the tray with them, sit at the table, eat with them, all to get a little bit of extra food, which they didn't get. Splinter, what's up? I was like, dude, don't even trip, bro, tomorrow. I was like, I couldn't. My bad, I apologize. Dude, come back tomorrow. I got you for sure, man. I'm going to lay it on there hella fat, bro. So the next day, dude, boom, here we are. AM Kitchen. I'm right there. I'm hooking up the trays. I'm like, I don't care what happens, dude. I don't care if I get in trouble or fired or extra charges. I'm hooking those last trays up. I know it's going to be Redwood and those dudes, man. Sure enough, here they come. They're like, my boss looks out. Hey, only a few more people. Redwood and them beating on the thing. And we're telling linebackers, more food, more food. The linebackers are the one that bring the big stainless steel buckets of food. We're out, and we're asking for more, and they're saying, we don't have any more. We literally ran out of food. Just give them what you got, make it work. Oh, there's no oatmeal, give them an extra piece of bread. So literally, this time, Redwood and the fellas, instead of getting more, they actually got less. They got less than a state issue, because they didn't even get their oatmeal that time. Only a sneeze of eggs. Yeah, hey, an extra piece of bread, though, for what that's worth. Dude, they were pissed. That day, after lunch, opened up the yard. Here comes Redwood and them. I can see them walking up to me, pissed off. And now they start yelling when they're like 10 feet away. What the fuck's mirror? And I was like, dude, I got you. And I came bearing gifts. It just so happened to be Tienda, store day. Don't trip, I got you. A couple honey buns, a hot cocoa, peanut M&Ms. Want to make a peckerwood pie? Want to hug it out? My bad, much love. You know me, I never do you wrong, homie. So, bro, I said, I guess I can't pull it off. You know, it's a thought that counts, which that's untrue. Who gives a shiznit about the thoughts or your intentions? They want results. So trip on this. And after the Mexican Mafia story, I'm going to tell a funny story about another one of those lowriders. Embarrassed one with me. Because, you know, I'm just not happy unless I could cram at least 3 stories into a video. Homeboy, trip on this. My dad passed away, rest in peace, Pops, in 2002 because of mesothelioma. Mesothelioma. I can't even... Mesothelioma. Asbestos cancer. My dad was in the Navy, bro, and we believe that's where he acquired. He was around asbestos in the boiler rooms. It gets in your lungs, bro. It'll murk you. My dad got diagnosed with it in 2001. He was pushing up daisies a year later. Passed away in 2002. Mesothelioma, asbestos-related cancer. Of course, there was lots of money and lots of settlements. My stepmom ended up getting $3 million. I ended up getting worked like a rib. I got a little tiny issue, not much. Better than a sharp stick in the eye, though. So, homeboy, I'll get a little bit of cash, not much, like I said. And in 2004, I caught a stabbing on the streets. I beat it in court, but I got a year flat parole violation from parole. So I did a year flat at CMC West. When I'm on my way to CMC West, I'm leaving Wasco Reception, catching the chain. I get some legal mail from my lawyers. They're like, you got a settlement on the way. $17,000. Woohoo! I'm doing a year flat, dog, but I don't give a rip. I got 17 G's. I'm going to have it my way. I'm just going to live it up. Fat locker, stay loaded, just whatever the case, homeboy. I ain't tripping on nothing. So I go there. I got my 17 G's. There's a story to be told about how long it took me to get it. A little minor dope debt issue, some things happening, a riot. We're going to pass all that up, and we're going to get to the end when I finally got the 17,000, bro. And I'm trying to party a little bit. And I like smoking herb, brother. That used to be my DOC, my drug of choice. I've always been a pothead. Ever since I was 14 years old, a runaway punk rocker, and I was selling eights at the Valley Plaza for 20 bucks, dude. I've always been a pothead. Until recently, praise God, I quit. Back then, I couldn't get enough. And when I was in CMC West, you can get everything, but weed was kind of hard to get. The only way I can get any weed is from this dude named Snake, a black dude from Sacramento. He would bring me 13 caps, 13 fat hooters, fat joints, for a $100 bill. That's right, I said a $100 bill. Not a $100 on mail out, where you send $100 to his post office box. Not $100 in canteen or store or tienda. Not a special purchase, bro. Hey, a $100 bill, which are hard to get in prison, as you can imagine. But I was getting them. I was having to pay a $500 mail out, so mail someone $500 to their post office box, and they would give me 3 $100 bills. And I would take one of those $100 bills over to Snake from Sacramento and get 13 caps of weed. The reason why it had to be a $100 bill, he was getting it from school on another yard. Mail out wasn't going to work. Canteen wasn't going to work. They're actually doing me a favor. No, they're doing themselves a favor. They're coming up on $100. Be that as it may, dog, that's how it went. And after a while, I'm like, I need to put something together for myself. I need to introduce narcotics into the institution. I wasn't getting any visits. No one was coming to see my happy ass, homeboy. I'm just up in there collecting dust and doing the damn thing. But my neighbor, a Southside who slept next to me, was getting visits from his brother, who was someone had done some prison time, but he got out and discharged his number. He had to get special permission from the warden to get visits since he's done time, but it's his family. He stayed clean for a while. But even though he was clean for a while, he still knew the game. He still knew what time it was, still a convict. And so I jammed up my neighbor one day, like, dude, do you think your brother would bring something in? He's like, pardon me. He's like, oh, no, I don't think so. And I was like, bro, I'm not trying to throw too much temptation out there. I will accept your no as a no. But just FYI, I'll give you $1,000. I'll send $1,000 to your brother just for bringing in an ounce of weed. It's an ounce of weed, bro. Just have him bring it, and if he decides he can't hand it off, you can always take it back home with them. People do it every weekend. They've been doing it for years, bro. I'm quite sure you can pull it off. I'll send $1,000. What's up? Where you at? So he gets back to me a week or two later. He's like, yeah, dude, my brother said, good, bet. Hell to the yeah. What's up? My brother says, send him that $1,000. He'll bring in an ounce of weed, dude. I'm like, okay, cool. But here's the only thing I'm requesting, though. Here's the only thing I'm going to ask. Don't talk about it over the phone at all. I can be patient. I can wait. I'm in no hurry. I'll give the $1,000 now. I want you to talk about it only at visits. When he comes to visits, you got to discuss it, discuss a plan. If he needs to come back the following visit to talk about it more, to work out the details, hey, homeboy, come 3 weeks in a row talking about it if that's what you need to do. But don't talk about it over the phone. Work it all out at visiting, talk about it. And then when you're down to do it. And you'll already have the $1,000. I'm going to send it now. Nothing to lose. Cool, Splinter, right on. Yes, everyone's happy. Everyone's in one accord. We're all on the same page. But what do? He starts talking about it on the dang phone. He's talking about it on the phone, bro. Rookie. Party foul. How could you? Why would you? Dude, when you're, especially there at CMC West, when you go to use the phone, there's a gunner right there. He looks to see if it's even you signed up on the list. Because they come through your barracks once a week. Sign up for phones. Sign up for phones. You're like, yeah, I'll take Saturday at 2. And then the Saturday at 2, you go to use your phone. There's a gun tower there with a guy. He sends his bucket down. You got to send him your ID card. He's making sure it's you. And he's listening, bro. Why even risk it, dude? I've talked madness in county jail and even got caught up over it. But I would never risk in CDC in prison talking on the phone, bro. Especially with the gunner right there who's checking to make sure it's even you. Talked on the phone, homie. He went out that week. The week his brother was supposed to bring it, and they both got gaffled up. My neighbor, the Southsider, got took to the hole, got charged, and the brother did not get charged. They just told him to leave and whatever. Basically scared him. But they didn't file street charges on him. They just busted my neighbor, the Southsider who lived next to me in my barracks, busted him because they can. He's already incarcerated. Send him to the hole. Give him a 115. They didn't involve the streets, cops from the streets. They didn't bust the brother. None of that. I had my people get a hold of the brother and say, hey man, you're bad. You obviously talked over the phone. What's up with the $1,000? Send the $1,000 back. Send 500 of it back. Can you send 500 of it back? And I knew what town this dude lived in. It was a town in LA. And I knew he worked at a Walmart. That's all I knew about his brother. But he was talking to me. He's like, dude, I apologize, Splinter. Dude, yeah, we're done. We talked about it over the phone. I'm like, man, dude, what the heck? I was like, well, give me 500 bucks back. And when I start talking like that, dude, no more conversation at all. Just ignored me, blocked me, like we're done. And I'm thinking, I should have some of that money back because you got yourself caught up. I said don't talk about it over the phone. You did. You got caught. You lost my $1,000. Bro, get some of it back. Why should you get a whole 1,000, dude? You probably got the ounce of weed for $50. You're pocketing 900 for what? But I couldn't really do anything until I parole. I parole and I get out and I'm at a homeboy's house. And we're doing Garaga. And we're just all nodding out. And then a dude comes over, a Nazi lowrider, who I don't know, I've never met. I meet him, what's up? Splinter from Mexican. We start talking, kicking back. He's like, yeah, I just paroled from Pelican Bay. He goes, my neighbor's from the Mexican Mafia. I lived next to him for 5 years. We were like best friends. He's my dog. He's from so-and-so. Named the town. The same town that my neighbor, the Southsider, lived in, whose brother got me for the $1,000. I was like, oh, dang. So you're best friends with the Mexican Mafia member from this town in LA? He's like, yeah. I was like, because I have a little problem with that town. He's like, why? What's up? What's up? And I told him the story. I gave the dude $1,000. Supposed to bring something in. He talked over the phone. He got caught up. I'm asking for 500 back. He has me on the shine. He works at this Walmart. He's like, all right, I'm going to go talk to the homie who lived next to me at Pelican Bay for 5 years. We're like best friends. That's his town. I'm going to talk to him, see what's up. I go, okay. Dude, like 2 weeks went by. I forgot all about it. I was back at that dude's house doing Garaga. Here comes that lowrider. He's like, dude, I've been trying to get a hold of you, man. Where you been? He's like, all right, so what's up? So we're going to make this move. This is what's going to have to happen. This is what you're going to have to come off of. It's not a freebie. You're going to get some money back. He laid out some details I'm not going to lay out here, but he starts saying, let's do it like this. This is what's going to happen. It's a go. And then I got the cold feet. I'm like, well, you know what? I was like, never mind. Never mind. I'm willing just to let it go now. I don't care. They can keep the 1,000. I'm not really tripping on it. He's like, are you sure? I already talked to him. I was like, yeah, no disrespect intended. No disrespect at all, bro. Hope you're not mad. I'm just thinking into it more. Enough time has gone by. I can vaguely remember the details. It's been a couple of months. Where I don't care now. Like, I'm doing some other things. I just, hey, no disrespect. Like, never mind. So he said, okay, cool. And he went and told his homie whatever he told him. He said, I guess you don't want to do it. We never went after the guy at Walmart. We never tried to get my $500, my $1,000 back. I just squashed it. Now let me tell you a story about a Nazi lowrider who was living at Barracks 1 with Redwood. Quickly. It's a funny story. I said there was 3 lowriders in Barracks 1. And one of them had a real big gash in the top of his head. Just a real deep gash. His wig was split. Dude, the hair wouldn't even grow. It was like this long, just a real big, huge gash right here on the top of his head. And he would shave his head like most of us would. And you could see it real plainly, real clearly, a big gash. And so he told the story on how it happened, but guess what? I know the story too. And he only told half of the story, bro. He only kept it halfway real. And I would always be laughing to myself in my head when I would hear him tell an incorrect version of the story. Trying to make him look good, trying to sugarcoat it. This is what happened. There's a dude in Oildale back in the day. He's still there now. Gay. A homosexual man. But selling a big bag of weed. Had Oildale sewed up, bro. Big, huge bag of weed. He's serving everybody. He's gay as a $3 bill. Kind of making an easy target. Because people are thinking, what? This gay dude has all this money and all this weed? Like, I'm going to push up on him. But problem is, that gay dude is kind of... What's the word I can use? I mean, I don't want to say gangster, but I mean, he's tough. He's somewhat sick with it. He's not a pushover or a puss. He will fight back, bro. He might, bro, book a whammer, but he ain't going to be punked. He's down for his. So one day, though, some lowriders decided to go rob him. And what they did was, they got onto his porch and they unscrewed the light bulb. unscrewed the light bulb. So the gay dude inside there notices the light bulb unscrewed, and he's like, what? What's going on? All of a sudden, his porch light goes out, and he like looks, and there's 3 dudes on his patio, and he lives in an alley in Oildale, in the bad part of Oildale. He knows there's a car there, and there's 3 dudes, and all of a sudden, bro, boom, they kick his door in. But he always had with him, his weapon of choice was a big mag light. One of those big, crazy mag lights. You could put 8 of the D Duracells in there, just loaded with batteries, big, heavy American steel, big old mag light. And when that dude kicked in that door and came walking in, the gay dude freaking, boom, just what for him with everything he had, just wham on top of the head. Nailed him. And he fell back, bro. Fell back, got up, got in the car and split. Got the hell out of there. But told everybody that, bro, he dumped a round at me. He shot me. He goes, look at my head. It just grazed me. He dumped at me, homie. It split my wig. The bullet just barely grazed me. Because that sounds a lot better. He shot me than he hit me. He's not going to say, bro, I kicked the door into this gay dude's house. Bro, he hit me so hard it knocked me on my ass and I took off running. He'll never say that. But that's what happened. I know that gay dude personally because, trip on this now, the gay dude, his mom, and my stepmom, best friends. Worked together for 25 years at the hospital. In fact, the house that the gay dude's mom lives in and the little house that he lived in behind his mom's house were owned by my stepmom and my dad. And I also did live in that back house before when that gay dude lived with his mom. Then I moved out of that back house. Gay dude, Pot Connect, moved in there. Bro, they tried to kick his door in. They did kick his door in. Tried to rob him. And I know for a fact that dude didn't shoot at him because I know he doesn't have a pistol. And I know if he did, he wouldn't have the balls to dump one. I just know he wouldn't. He's not that type to come boom, 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 boom. But he is the type to freaking nail the heck out of you with a mag light. Where you at? And I know the mag light. I've seen it. It sits right there. And he always says if someone comes, I'm gonna. So that dude, bro, kicked it in and boom. And now he's walking around kind of jail talking about, dude, look, I got shot. It barely grazed me. And I'm like, flashlight. 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 Flash. Light. Anyways, hey, homie, I feel a lot better now. Thank you, Point of View crew, for your patience. I believe I will do a Friday night live tonight, and we're going to have to do a viewer's choice very soon. I'm going to cut the string and let it fly. Peace.